Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to start a YouTube automation channel, starting with how to choose a niche. So if you've heard about YouTube automation and looking for how to actually get started with it, you are in the right place. So this video is the first video in a 5-part series in which I'm going to be starting over the next couple of weeks. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in watching when I release the next few videos. So let's get started. So here we have how to choose a niche, part 1 of 5. So here are the don'ts when it comes to YouTube automation. Don't choose a niche that everyone is doing, okay? The front runners in this space are usually celebs, sports, crypto, luxury, tech, stocks. Unless you truly know that niche, and I'll be talking more about this later, then go into those niches. But don't just be choosing celebrities because you see a celebrity channel working and you have no interest in celebrities at all. Don't just be doing basketball just because I do basketball and you have no interest in basketball at all. The big one, technology, Elon Musk, Tesla, a lot of people are going into those space, and most of the time I'm telling them, hey, maybe try thinking of a different niche. But if you really know Elon Musk and you're really up to date with what he's doing in his life, if you really know Tesla and you're keeping up to date with all the new Tesla updates, then yes, go into that niche. So also, don't choose a niche where there is no demand. And you can verify this by using Google Trends or other keyword research tools. I'll be going this in a future video when we talk about verifying or how to choose your topics in part 2 of this series. Continue with the don'ts of YouTube. Don't choose a niche simply just based on CPM, because 1 million views in any niche will always be lucrative. I've seen the lowest of the low CPMs, and I'm talking about like CPMs that are like $3. And videos that go viral within those CPMs, it still makes a good amount of money. It still generates enough revenue per day. So if you're thinking about choosing technology, real estate, banking, credit cards, finance because of the high CPM, while yes, those do get high CPMs, that shouldn't be the ultimate decision as to why you choose those niches. When I first started with my niches, I technically started with things that I was genuinely interested in. I started with niches that I was keeping up to date with. So don't start a niche based on CPM. Now, contrary to that, here are the do's, the stuff that you should do when it comes to choosing a niche. Choose a niche where you can find a smaller channel within that niche doing well. Choose a niche where you know more than the average person. So think about things that you are always keeping up to date with. Are you keeping up with sports news? Are you keeping up with politics? Are you keeping up with the latest music? Are you keeping up with celebrity gossip? Choose a niche where it's not as known or it's underground. So what I like to call, these are called hidden niches for me. So imagine starting 5 YouTube channels in a niche where you are the only one posting faceless videos within that niche. So dominating a less competitive niche is much better than losing in a very competitive niche. So let me say that again. Dominating in a less competitive niche is much better than losing in a very competitive niche. So again, just think about the idea. If I have multiple channels within my niche and it's a not very well-known niche, let's pretend that I choose a niche based on Starbucks coffee cups. So with that being said, if I'm the only one making faceless videos on Starbucks coffee cups, and you know, I'm basically gonna be the bigger authoritative figure within that niche. So when it comes to YouTube niches, try and think of hidden things that you have interests or hobby in, and perhaps that can be turned into a faceless or YouTube automation niche. Now, ultimately, what makes a good niche? So here's the 5 criteria when it comes to what makes a good niche. Number 1, there's gotta be some sort of passionate audience for that niche. So notice how I said passion and not interest. So passion is like something that people will tattoo on their arm. So think about sports fans, being fans of celebrities, TV shows. So there's gotta be a passionate audience for your niche. When you target a passionate audience, you can think of power figures and words that'll trigger them into watching your video. The second criteria is that the niche should be easily researched. And when I mention this, it's because other niches like make money online, stocks, or finance, those require a bit of expertise or experience when it comes to creating those scripts. You know, as an individual simply can't talk about the green and red candles when it talks to stocks if they don't know anything about stocks. It's gonna be very clunky within the script, or it's gonna be very hard. So ideally, the niche should be easily researched. When it comes to criteria number 3, ideally, optionally, it's gotta have some trending news. So think about celebrity sports, and although those are the front runners, there's gotta be some specific sport that has constant trending news surrounding it, or a subcategory of like technology, for example, that has trending news on it. The fourth criteria is that hopefully you'll know more about that niche than the average person. So when you know your niche, you can think of, again, as I've said before, topics, titles, and thumbnails that will really trigger people to watch your videos. Going into a niche where you know nothing about your topic already puts you at a huge disadvantage. And then the last criteria that I follow is that it's been proven to work before. So what I mean by this is that if there's another channel within your kind of idea of a niche that's working and it's, recently been posting, or kind of recently just started, that is a good indicator that your niche is going to work. That's a good indicator that that's a good niche. Having a channel that's done your niche before, it's proof that it's worked once, meaning that it can work again. You don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to choosing a niche. Choosing a niche can simply just be, you have a channel that, let's say, again, covers Starbucks coffee cups, and you want to make a channel that makes videos on Starbucks coffee cups. So with that being said, that channel that you're kind of idolizing, if it was created more recently, that's a better indicator. Ideally, I try to stay away from channels that are like over a year old. But if it was created within the past 3 months and you see its videos working well, that means that's a good niche to go into. So if I told you that you couldn't start a niche in celebrities, you couldn't start a niche in tech, crypto, finance, or sports, what niche would you choose? That's the question that I want you to answer and really think about when it comes to choosing a niche for this faceless cash cow model. So where do you start from here? Think about your day-to-day life. What activities are you constantly involved in? What are your hobbies? What are your spouse's hobbies? Browse through your social media and leisure outlets and think about what type of content are you constantly consuming, whether it be on TV or online. So what type of news do you just happen to run across quite frequently? So answering any of these questions can lead to niche ideas. So let's pretend what activities you're constantly involved in. If you play basketball weekly, maybe you want to go into a basketball niche. Answering the question of what are your hobbies? If you enjoy fishing, maybe you want to go into the fishing niche. So what are your spouse's hobbies? If your spouse really enjoys growing plants and collecting plants and buying plants, maybe you want to consider starting a plant channel. More about it, browsing through your social media or leisure outlets, what type of content are you constantly consuming, whether it be on TV or online? If you're constantly up to date with the latest golf news from Bleacher Report, for example, maybe you want to go into golf. What type of news do you just happen to run across quite frequently? If you happen to know what's the latest drama between celebrities, then maybe, yes, you should go into a celebrity channel. But again, niche down a bit. Really think about it, okay? Seriously, try and think out of the box and be very particular with what niche you want to go into. So try and go into a niche where not a lot of people may know about it. The front runners, again, are celebrities, tech, crypto, finance, or sports. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go into these niches, but what I am saying is that there's probably other niches that you can go into that the most other people are not going into. They don't know about these other niches that you know. So as I said before, dominating in a less competitive niche is much better than losing in a very competitive niche. So all the niches that I mentioned earlier, these are all niches that I've seen work to at least over $3,000 per month. I'm talking about fishing, I'm talking about plants, I'm talking about golf. All those niches have worked very well if you want to consider choosing them. So again, practically any niche with a passionate audience on YouTube will work. However, just keep in mind that some niches are definitely easier than others. So once you've selected your niche, you're going to want to watch this video next on how to perform research on finding topics that'll hopefully give you the best chances of working on YouTube automation. I'll see you in the next video.